see if Twitch knows we're live. It should do by now, yeah, it's working it out. Pop the chat out. And do my little social post. Give me a second. Hopping on Twitch for more Pokemon. Starting with Pokopia, may move to a little Legends ZA shiny. Hunting afterward. Live now. Hello, Tara. Yeah, much like me, my Ditto is very sleepy today. I fell asleep after dinner. Set an alarm that was like, okay, I can tell I'm falling asleep. I'll set an alarm. When this goes off, I'll get up, I'll have a bath, I'll get ready for stream. And that alarm went off, and I very quickly fell back asleep. And the second backup alarm had to force me up. So Twitch, did you update my stream title? I told you to update my stream title. I don't know if you did it. No, you did not. Love that for me. Give me a moment. Pokemon Pokopia continues to have a hold on me. That's the one. And update. Come on, Twitch, you can update the stream title. Gumba Master says, will we ever get to the full depth that Pokopia has to offer? I have no idea. I'm currently trying to grind out legendary Pokemon. Let me show you what I've been doing today. Let me just set my audio right. I've been trying to get a Lugia, one of the legendaries I need. So what I've been doing while working today is I've not been actively playing. I've just been hanging. I used Rain Dance Charm to make it rain. I've just been hanging out up here with this on a second monitor with my sound on while I write. Chilling, because it's a cloudy, rainy day now. Hoping that Lugia will fly over and drop a feather. Because I have 1 silver feather and I need 5 silver feathers to make a little bell that will let me summon Lugia and then I can register them to the Pokedex. So that's been part of my today, is just while working. This has been on the other screen just chilling. I'm going to get on with some actual builds today, I promise. Tara says, congrats on being the MVP of that last fight in Dice Funk, despite doing hardly any damage in the fight itself. You won the boss fight episodes before the fight began. Look forward to me not being able to do that again back to back. Right, I still need... There's a whole bunch of stuff I want to do. I want to rebuild these houses. And fix that one down there. I want to do stuff in this area today if I can, because I want to stay where the rain is so I can listen out for this Lugia. But in order to do that, I need to work out what I'm doing. So, I'm probably going to rebuild these houses up here and maybe make some kind of stairway up here. But I also need to look at my habitat decks and work out, are there any habitats? Hydrated tall grass. Okay, there's 2 Pokemon, one of which will only appear in the rain. The hydrated tall grass that I still haven't done. I should make some more patches of hydrated... Is that hydrated tall grass? Yes, not elevated hydrated grass. If I boulder shaded tall grass. Hydrated tall grass. That's what I need that to be. I think I can make hydrated tall grass around here as well. Okay, so it's a few more patches of hydrated tall grass. And maybe make one down the other side of here. Or hydrated tall grass. Okay, well, I need to get some habitats going so that I have some chances of spawns. Illuminated tall grass. Oh, we're playing at night, so we could do it. We could go for nighttime spawns. I could try and get a Venonat. This is Venonat's home, so I need an additional one. Make a mushroom light. I probably have no mushrooms in my pocket. Outdoor utilities. Is it a utility? It's a utility. Okay, tall grass that isn't already a Pokemon's home. And now that's illuminated tall grass. Vicavolt. This needs to be made in Pallet Town if I want to make this. So, all wildflowers under a berry tree. Let's get working on some of these. I want to make as many of the builds I make today as possible in this first town in the Withered Wastelands, because I want to spend as little time as possible in places that don't have rain. So I want it to be raining, so that I get Lugia rather than Ho-Oh, because I have too many Ho-Oh encounters. I have too many rainbow feathers and not enough silver feathers. I will say my Pallet Town has considerably updated. Let's have a look around. I have a good number of legendaries starting to pop up now. I don't know where they are. Oh yeah, there they are. Moltres is just hanging out in town now. Can I make wildflowers? Wildflower seeds. Pinsir, can you help stuff grow? I don't know if you have that ability. No. You're a bug type rather than a grass type. Okay, ow, no. Hey, Echo! How are you doing today? Ooh, maybe Cacturne can help. You are a grass type. Yeah, okay, you can help these grow. Tree-shaded flower bed. I am still poking those copias. I'm working on the Pokedex. I have 176 species out of 300, so I'm over halfway through the dex. I'm working on my legendaries. I've got my Articuno, Zapdos, Moltres, I've got my Mewtwo. I'm working through my evolutions still. I'm trying to get Ho-Oh and Lugia. And Entei and Suicune I'm working on, which I have to legendary hunt for, which I'm still working on. Okay, let's head back to Withered Wastelands. Oh, congrats on building your first elevator, Gumba Master. Congrats. This has gotten me back in the headspace. I'm realizing that I haven't finished Legends ZA yet, that I still have shiny hunts to do in there. I have... my Pokedex isn't complete for the DLC yet. It's good having too much Pokemon to be playing. I did spend a good chunk of this weekend playing something that wasn't Pokemon, though. I played through Fatal Frame 2 Crimson Butterfly Remake. The Fatal Frame 2 remake I played through this weekend. That was pretty chill. Hey, Artist Synth, how you doing? You know what? Let's finally start adding an additional... Ooh, someone new has spawned. Okay. Quick, let me fix the roof on this building. Charizard, who have you found? Let me guess. Someone in the Gudra? Is it gonna be Gudra? Yeah, Sligo, something in that line. Well, you're a Pokemon, nice to meet you. You don't smell like your average Pokemon. You smell like a berry smell, or a leafy smell. All sorts of smells smell together, making me hungry. Oh, Echo, I am sorry to hear you didn't get the job. I am glad that Cheese Twists were there to support you. I am sorry that they don't know what they're missing not hiring you. They're missing out. The fools. Okay, how do I wanna... I have lots of stairs of a single type currently. Oh yeah, this is the way we're going to connect up this whole little area of the town that I haven't actually built onto my town yet. Oh, having the Magnemite, it's such a game changer for building. Oh, I don't screw up like that. Oh, that was my last brick. Oh, Catney, you were still following me. I didn't realise you'd followed me all the way here. Sorry, you can head back to Pallet Town. That's on me. Brick stairs. Yeah, how has everyone's weekend been otherwise? I went out, did a little bit of partying at the weekend. I went and partied a little. It was fun. Oh, let's danced the night away and then had a very sleepy Saturday. Binge watching the final season of Red Dwarf that I've been rewatching through with Jane. Terra says, I ordered a custom box from Etsy to put my HRT in. I have almost lost some a few times. It has my name on the outside and the words "Become Yourself" on the inside. I'm going to cover it in stickers when it arrives. Oh, adorable. Hey, Cowacat. Hello, person to you too. How are you doing? Regular field grass to fill the gap in. Yeah, this looks like a reasonable way for us to connect up to here. A little bit more. One more row of bricks. Okay, are you struggling to work out how to get home? Wrong, buddy. Why are you sighing? I can't tell because you always seem to be smiling. Is that a contented sigh or a I don't know how to get back to Pallet Town sigh? I was just looking around someone's Twitch profile and saw you recommended in live, so I was like, sure, why not? Well, hopefully you feel welcome here. We're building a cozy little town. We got nothing particularly too dramatic going on today. Cacnea, go home. We made it rain. We're hoping Lugia shows up. We're working on Pokedex. I am 80 hours into this game and I'm suddenly realizing I have this whole area up here in my starting town that I've done nothing with, and I kind of want to build some houses, although I don't necessarily want to build them out of the wood that is the default material here. One thing I might do is break down the wooden facades, put some wood flooring in, and then do brick exteriors? Oh, hey, Jane. I'm guessing that means I've got an accessibility thumbnail to look at in a second, because Jane's here. Cowacat says, I was thinking about getting Pokopia. Would you recommend? So, obviously, mileage is going to depend on what kind of games you're into. I was a really, really big fan of a game a few years ago called Dragon Quest Builders 2. It was part cozy game farming sim, but the reason I got really into it was that it had, like, a way higher number of, like, moment-to-moment quest design than I usually see in cozy games. A lot more active goalposts of things to be working on, and more of an RPG narrative, and those things were very appealing to me. As someone that enjoyed that game, this is made by the same development team, and it's appealing for the same reasons. It is a cozy game, but one that constantly has, like, a million different little side quests to be doing. So it's not just do your cozy game stuff because that's the daily cycle. You've got a lot of, well, I want to be completing my Pokedex and making all the habitats, and this kind of Pokemon only spawns, it's only going to be happy if it's in this kind of house, so I'm going to build that kind of house to raise the happiness level, and then while I'm doing it, I found a little block, and maybe that goes in a mosaic, in a ruin. Is that going to find me a Pokemon? If that sounds appealing, I've had a fantastic time with Pokopia. It's very much my kind of jam. Yeah, Cowcat says, from what I can tell, this is very similar to Dragon Quest Builders. This is literally Dragon Quest Builders. If you ever played Dragon Quest Builders 2, this is Omega Force, the Dragon Quest Builders 2 team, made What If Dragon Quest Builders 2, but you could collect 300 little creatures in it. And that's what I needed. I wanted Dragon Quest Builders 2, but with like 300 little creatures in it. Ooh, let me just look at my AA thumbnail for this week. That's perfect. Thank you very much, Jane. That is a perfect thumbnail. Right, where was I? I was looking for wooden flooring. I get away with using my... Yeah, for the second, I'm going to use my wooden walls as wooden flooring. I know it's a little cheap. No. Let's craft some wooden flooring. Let's go craft wooden flooring. Yeah, back to Fatal Frame for you then, Jane. I like Cozy with Direction, you've convinced me. Well, hopefully you enjoy watching some Cozy with Direction as much as I've been enjoying playing Cozy with Direction. Right, do I have the lumber right now? Flooring. Wooden wall, wooden pillar, wooden floor. Let's... 50 blocks of wooden flooring will do for now. Marcus Skolman says, I read some positive-ish game industry news. Crafton, the publisher for Subnautica 2, has been forced by a judge to rehire the CEO of Unknown Worlds, the Subnautica 2 developer. They fired to avoid paying out a $250 million employee bonus, which they're now being forced to pay. Yes, to me this is a victory for people who are not a big fan of AI. Because that story basically boiled down to, CEO asked AI, how can I avoid paying workers money that I promised to pay them? And they followed AI's advice, and that turned out to be rather foolish. And it's going to encourage people, maybe don't leave your big, important business decisions up to the, we'll say whatever it thinks will make you happy machine. Because that's all that AI is, fundamentally. It is a machine that says what it thinks you want to hear. It is, in general cases, its reward function is make the person who asked a question happy by the answer you give them. And if that means telling you a thing that is grossly illegal and gets you sued, it'll tell you that, because in the short term, that's the answer that you'll be happiest with. Do I have bricks or brick walls? I have, like, 11. Okay, I'm gonna need more bricks. Let's at least start. If I start... Because here's the thing. I know if I start making one house up here, then it will get me to properly prioritize making this little housing development be the next thing I work on. The last little while I've been playing this, I haven't started on any new big building projects, because I'm in a state where I haven't started one, like, the inertia hadn't kicked in, so I need to just start one, and that's gonna get me going. Brick walls, brick walls. I need more bricks. Okay, where's the fire type? Charizard, I'm pretty sure I saw you around. I think I have clay right now. Hey, Charizard. I know you're not good at rain, I'm sorry about that, buddy. Oh, do I not have any clay? Okay. I gotta remember where I get clay now. I'm pretty sure it's the beach. There's a certain kind of stone at the beaches that gets me clay. So let's go Bleak Beach. Oh, Nathleen says, my cat demanded a nap, so after a lullaby, he snuggled beside me. As is tradition, I keep his bum warm. That's adorable. Hey, Death Tales. Right. It's been so long since I've run low on any materials, I'm gonna have to actually remind myself what the farming method for these is. Somewhere there is a specific... Somewhere in this area there is a specific type of stone. Actually, let's ask... Arcanine is the dream island I've been going to today. Is there clay on this dream island? This is gold, glowing stone, iron ore, not that one. Our Cat says, crazy how the rich are the most stingy with their money. I mean, it's how they become and remain rich. They don't get rich by doing good things with their money. That's, you know, that's foolish person talk. That's poor people thinking. There are Pokemon that litter clay, one of which you should already have. Yeah, there are Pokemon that litter clay. I genuinely just forget which ones do that. So I'm just gonna try and find some clay, stone. Whooper and Clodsire. Okay. Resort my things. I have 4 clay. Okay, let's go see if there's any clay around Clodsire and Whooper's whole zone at the moment. Oh, there is, yeah. I should really put like a little collection box down here for this lot. Okay. 10, 14, becomes 28. Lots of 5 bricks. It's like over 100 bricks. That's enough to do a few houses. For the second, that will do. We'll head back to the Withered Wasteland. Oh. So there's an animated Firefly sequel, reboot, some kind of Firefly animated project happening, which I've seen people get excited about and going, yeah, Joss Whedon's not coming back to it, therefore it's free from problematic people. I have just been reminded of the fact that one of the people coming back to it is Adam Baldwin, the right-winger who came up with the term Gamergate and was one of the primary people involved in Gamergate becoming quote-unquote a thing. I'm like, oh, yeah. Forgot about that. So many terrible people involved in so many things. Right, that's what we needed. We need Charizard to start making bricks. Hey, buddy. I have clay this time. I'm not just running up to you with nothing to hand you. Can you make me some bricks? Thank you, buddy. Do we need an animated Firefly when we got Cowboy Bebop? Right? Cowboy Bebop is everything Firefly is, but also with cool jazz. Oh. It's making me want to rewatch Cowboy Bebop now. Cowboy Bebop's great. Yeah, Nathan Fillion ain't great. He's not the worst. The most I've had to think about Nathan Fillion recently is, I am a big enjoyer of the improv comedy, largely left-leaning, politically streaming service Dropout. Makes some great improv comedy content. They did a crossover with Nathan Fillion's cop show, The Rookie, I think it's called. And yeah, that's been a whole mess in that community recently. What about the live action Cowboy Bebop? We don't think about the live action Cowboy Bebop. It tried. It had some things going for it. I don't think about live action Cowboy Bebop more than I need to. Let's tidy this up. Let's have some mountain material inside of our staircase so that it looks a little more like it's built in to the nature. Live action, I'm being a little sarcastic. Live action Bebop wasn't that bad. It didn't, in my eyes, the whole time watching it, I was going, I would rather be watching the animated one. In as much as the animated one is so great, it felt like it was, the live action one, at least to me, felt like it was forcing itself to try and do animation in live action, and I was watching it just going, yeah, but animation is better at being animation. If I'm here for animation, I'd kind of like to just watch animation. Also, yeah, Joss Whedon speaking in it. Oh yeah, no, I agree, Veldstrom. Its heart was in the right place, and Cho did clearly love the source material. And again, I'm not opposed to... I am someone that thinks you can do a great live-action anime adaptation. I mean, the clear example at the moment is, oh no, which of these is... Oh no, what have I done? Oh, is one of these brown-painted brick wall? Oh, that's wall. That's brick wall with brown paint on it. I don't remember how to take the paint off the walls. Okay, we're gonna start on this fresh. We'll start with this with clean brick walls. But yes, to the current point, live action One Piece has been superb so far. I've not started season 2 yet. Everything I've heard about season 2 has been superb. I have been getting some other bits out of the way before I start on it, but I'm excited to have that coming up. Also, the BT, thank you very much for 60 months of sub. My maths is terrible. It will take me 5 years to work out how long that is. I'm missing 6 Pokemon and 3 forms. Ooh, look at you go. I'm missing about 120 Pokemon still. I've got a ways to go, but I'm getting there, little by little. I'm chipping away. Echo says, I watched Bebop for the first time right before the live action dropped, and basically marathoned them back to back, and it was clearly made with love. I did like how it kind of made the plot a bit more coherent. Yeah, it swings and roundabouts. I do think that, as an adaptation, it did clarify the plot in ways that are probably better for a first-time viewing experience, but fundamentally, I just think animation was a really good fit for Bebop's general energy. I would love to see another attempt at live-action Cowboy Bebop. I think it can be done well. I think you could do a director's cut or a re-edit of the existing live-action Bebop that works a little better. One Piece live action? Yeah, the One Piece live action has been... as I say, I've watched the first season, I've not gotten around to watching season 2 yet. I think it is the best example of an anime adapted to a different form factor that I have seen done. I think it is very, very much, you know, meeting the assignment. I put any, like, railings or anything up here to make this a little neater? Or do I neaten up the rock face slightly? Maybe that's how I do it. You finished some bricks for me? Okay. I need a second fire type also working on some bricks. Who have I got about that's a fire type and is around today? Chameleon, you can get working on my last few bricks. Mounts. I need to set up more collection boxes so that more Pokemon are doing like automated switching of resource types while I'm away doing other things. I've not been good about like setting up automation processes while I'm not involved with this game, which is like the next thing I really need to, like, I need to overhaul my storage system and like how I've organized all of my materials. I need to overhaul getting my Pokemon working on their own projects while I'm not about. I think I have plenty of brick roof materials already, so once we get the basic walls up, I can throw a roof on this house and be up and moving. So I lost a brick somewhere in this process, and I don't know where that happened. I somehow have an odd number of bricks, and I'm not sure why. I love how frequently I'm recognizing just little leitmotifs from the main series Pokemon games and just being like, oh, I know that song. Okay, what else can we do around here? Yeah, we're gonna make this be a house with a little garden, I think. Do we do like a little shared garden? Do I even move the door? Would I prefer to have the door facing the garden? No, we have this be a little community garden shared by two different houses, I think. There we go, I can be hopping back and forth between two brick productions now, which will speed me up slightly. Oh, we'll have a completed house in no time. Okay, so this constitutes a house now, but we're going to turn into Magnemite so we can do the roofing. What do we have for roofing materials? We've got... Oh, we've got way less roofing materials than I thought we did. Okay. Do I make this a 3 height? Make it a 3 height. Hey, Rule Spider! Housemaking is going... It's going swimmingly. We're having a charming little time. while I listen out for a Lugia to eventually show up so I can get collecting my silver feathers I need. Maybe I go... No, I want to make a set of brick houses here. Yeah. 4 bricks. This will be enough to finish that last layer. At which point we're going to need to build more roofing materials. Unrelated, but did you happen to play more of Can? Yeah, I did. I still have not finished it, and I need to get back and do that because I was having such a fantastic time with it. It is the eternal curse of playing video games being my job, is that I have so many games that I really enjoy playing and then I don't get around to finishing because I am expected to have novel new opinions about video games on a weekly basis. Which means that inevitably things end up falling off on my plate slightly, and then I have a quiet week where I go, okay, let's finish up all the stuff that I started but didn't finish so far this year. Can is a game about grief? It sure is a game about grief. I played enough to know that it's a game about grief, I can tell you that. It does not take it doesn't take a specialist. It doesn't take an expert to tell you that's a game about grief, that one. Funnily, in much like Celeste, who would have thought games about women climbing mountains tend to have some overlap with experiences of grief. Oh, Tara, congrats on the new haircut. Hell yeah. I am excited to hear how your hair journey goes. I'm hungry. Let's eat the salad. Okay. One more set of standard bricks of the walls. Also make 20 pieces of pitched roofing. That's gonna make this easier, I think. Then I gotta decide whether I wanna... how much higher I want to go before I flatten the roof off. Cow and Cat says I don't need to worry about gender presentation because I don't go outside. I mean, that'll do it. Don't gotta have a gender presentation if you don't present to anyone. Demon, I'm looking forward to Champions as well. I am, as I say, I'm in the middle of too many Pokemon things I need to get back to. I need to get back to Legends ZA. I'm currently mid-shiny hunting Cobalion, I need to do the latest season of the ranked multiplayer in ZA. So far, every season of ranked competitive in ZA, I have made it up to rank A. I have consistently been doing every season of the online ranked competitive, which I'm enjoying routinely jumping in and playing ranked Pokemon. And I know that, obviously, Legends EA is a very different beast from VGC. But I do think that Pokemon Champions or Gen 10 might be the time that I finally go, screw it, it's time to actually try my hand at VGC properly. I'm going, maybe I do have time in my life for, getting serious at online Pokemon and playing enough to, like, actually have a rank to play in ranked matchmaking. I've been really enjoying, Adamant, Normal Gem, Extreme Speed, Dragonite has been real fun. Heath Demon says, I admit I'll just be looking up a meta team and using that. Ain't no shame in that. The whole thing of rental codes exists so that, you know, competitive people are happy to be like, hey, use my team. I have no shame that one of my first experiments with playing VGC in Scarlet and Violet was playing around with a Wolfie VGC rental team. I had a lot of fun with it. There we go. Oh, I want to start making some of these nice blue roofs. What's the materials needed for these nice blue roofs? Oh, they're just stone. They're not brick. Oh, those could be really easy to make. You know what? Let's... make a batch of those. Yeah, I'm aware that they seem to be removing IVs. I am waiting to see more specifics. I've seen some people in the competitive scene concerned that all Pokemon might have perfect quote-unquote perfect stats in such a way that it might not be possible to deliberately make a Pokemon with, like, a 0 IV in a stat. Because, like, oh, I'm deliberately underdoing my attack stats so that I don't do too much recoil damage to myself or confusion damage as a special attacker, trying to minimize the confusion damage you deal on yourself, or deliberately slow rolling your speed to work in a trick room team. Welcome, Raiders! Hello, all. Cowboycat says, I'm hoping in Champions you'll be able to sync your Switch and mobile accounts, but I don't know if they'll do that. I'm pretty confident that will be the case. I would like to think that will be the case. I think that makes the most sense of the ways they can do it. Champions is what, this month? Correct? It's by the end of this month. Is that right? If so, it cannot be more than about 2 weeks away. Oh, it's April. It's not March. My apologies. Well, either way, they've not got long before they're going to need to start. Come on, give us that date. Cowboycat says, I'm in support of the IV changes because in terms of the mainline games, it's making getting competitive Pokemon way easier. I don't think that getting rid of IVs was necessary because, like, Pokemon Champion seems to basically be Pokemon's attempt at capitalizing on Pokemon Showdown, and the whole point of, say, Pokemon Showdown, if we're using that as the comparison, which seems to be the case for this, is you can just type in the numbers you want the numbers to be. I'm all for making it way easier to just type in the numbers you want and have the Pokemon that has the stats you want, and making getting a competitive ready Pokemon way easier. I'm not sure how I feel about potentially reducing the options available to top-end team builders. I recognize it might be a necessary compromise for where things are going, and, you know, I am open to it, you know, that not being the worst decision, but I've got to be convinced on that. If the idea of deliberately giving yourself a low stat in something for a competitive reason goes away, I will need to be convinced. Like, I will need to see that what we gain in exchange is, like, a worthwhile trade-off. I'm not opposed to getting rid of IVs. I recognize what they do beneficially for the metagame currently, and I want to know that the Pokemon Company has thought through what they're doing in that regard, you know? Oh, I don't have any of the flat roof toppers. Is one brick enough to make some roof toppers? Yeah, you're gonna need to do battles to get the points to change the stats on your Pokemon, but I think doing battles being the way that you earn making changes to your Pokemon is far from the worst way that can be done. Now I need more clay. Okay. Go back to the Bleak Beach for a minute. I'm also really curious what Champions is doing with, like, the very first trailer for Pokemon Champions showed a Gigantamax and a Mega Evolved Pokemon fighting against each other in the same battle, if I remember correctly. It was, whatever it was two generational mechanics being used in the same fight. I'm very curious about what the regulation formats are going to be like in Champions. And, like, legitimately, seeing what the community does with a metagame that does kind of overlap those two functionalities. I'm curious how silly or how overpowered the Pokemon Company are gonna let that get. How much they're gonna, you know, get a little loosey-goosey with that. Yeah, as someone that loved the idea of Pokemon Champions, but fundamentally was really turned off by the monetization, this does look way more acceptable to me in terms of how they're doing monetization than Unite did. Unite was fundamentally a no-go for me. What kind of rocks have the clay in them? I'm gonna go looking for the clay stone. Is there some in this big cave structure? I've not really been back in this big cave structure since I got the better traversal tools. Gold. Oh, copper. Okay, I could do with more copper. Need to find the clay, though. Ooh, Slowpoke Rug. Like, I guess my question about how they're gonna handle the different things in regulations is, like, Is it going to be more like a single player can have any one evolution type of their choice on their team, and yours doesn't have to match the type that your opponent has chosen? Or could you as an individual player have both a Mega Evolution and a Gigantamax on your team? Because both of those are interesting, but both of those are very different competitive propositions. Neither of them is necessarily bad, but both of them provide very different kinds of metagame. What does the rock that has clay in it look like? I don't remember. Okay, let me look this up. Pokopia clay. Oh, we can get some in the cave where Onyx was. Okay, that's fine. I know that I picked the wrong dream island for clay farming today. Z-moves will be interesting if they're a thing. Yeah, the problem with it, let's say your team is allowed to have one evolution gimmick on it, and only one, and you can choose whichever one you want. I think one of the problems there is going to be that fundamentally some of those mechanics slightly overpower others. Like, they're not all even in power level, those mechanics. Like, we all know that, like, the difference between Gigantamax, Dynamax, Z-moves, they're going to create an uneven... I don't see a format in which everyone is genuinely using multiple. I think people will play against each other and quickly go, this is the dominant transformation format, this regulation, and everyone's gonna end up just sticking to it. I would like to be proven wrong. I would love to be proven wrong in that regard, but that's kind of the gut instinct suspicion I have. Aha! Clay! Terrestrialization will be considered underpowered. It's tough to know. Terrestrialization is... its utility as a defensive option is really powerful. It is very flexible in how it's used. I mean, it can be used either offensively or defensively. It's probably the most flexible of the mechanics. I do think Dynamax, with its... even if it's only 3 turns, giving you a good move of a certain type, majorly impacting your, come on, where's the squishy clay? There it is. It's down there. Majorly impacting your HP stat, for a number of turns. Megas are just better for the Pokemon that get them, which is a lot of good Pokemon. Yeah, Megas are fantastic, but you're obviously going to be... from a team building perspective, it's... let's say you're playing, like, a VGC tournament, like, at the internationals. That's going to be played open team sheet. You're either going to have to waste a held item slot by giving multiple of your Pokemon Z-move, Z-crystals, or Mega Crystals, or whatever, that you don't intend to use, or only giving them to the 1 or 2 Pokemon that you're confident you're going to use that mechanic on, but then your opponent is basically going to be clued in. You're basically guaranteed to bring that in the 4 out of 6 that you're bringing to the match. Whereas, like, the inherent thing about terrestrialization that really works is you're not giving up your held item slot. and that any of your 6 at any time could be the one that's about to go use it. I'm not saying it's fundamentally going to be better, I'm just thinking, like, I do think that's going to be part of the calculus of people's decision-making that's going to be interesting. Like, Megas are great, but are you giving every Pokemon owner team a Mega Stone? Or are you cluing your opponent into, this is the one I'm bringing to this match? Really need to tidy my storage. To use an academic term, says Heath Demon, Pokemon is one massive multi-dimensional game theory matrix. I mean, I suppose so. We'll finish that building up in a sec. That's what I needed, is I needed some of these. It may be a Gen 8 Incineroar situation where there's one Pokemon which is almost guaranteed to be used. Yeah. I mean, Incineroar continues to be, like, the dominant threat in online competitive Pokemon just because they made that Pokemon kind of busted. Roofing tiles. There we go. And I ideally want some white blocks for the front of the building. We can use quartz rock. Quartz rock will do. We'll go. I can replace this with something a little cleaner and whiter down the line. This will do for now. You know what? Let's put some nice things in here. I'm putting some potentially one-off items in here. Let's put a little Slowpoke rug in the front door. Put a little luxury dresser in the corner. And cute table. And a garden bench for now. There we go. Good enough little starter house. Have a little fly around quick, see if we've... Ooh, what's... Has my town gone up or down in level? Level 9 happiness. What new things are in the shop? Oh. Inflatable bed, leaf cottage. Oh, so many things. Inflatable boat. This is a thing I needed for one of my habitats I wanted to make, so let's get that. What else is new? Leaf cottage kit. berry table lamp recipe, lovely. Berry chair recipe. Anytime I see a new recipe, I'm picking that up instantly. Modern wall recipe. I want to increase my number of things available to me in my toolkit. My first place to reach level 9 comfort. Let's have a brief pop back into Pallet Town, see how Pallet Town's doing. I can tell you the competitive team I was having fun with in very early Scarlet and Violet ranked multiplayer. I really enjoyed the Tatsugiri Dondozo team, where you put poison orb, flame orb on the Tatsugiri. Because what you wanted to happen is you'd give the Tatsugiri, like, Focus Sash, attack it deliberately, so go down to 1 HP, get swallowed by the Dondozo, the orb would make it, like, either burn it or poison it, so it would take damage and die in the Dondozo's mouth, which would allow Dondozo to have the massive stat boosts from being piloted by Tatsugiri, but Tatsugiri is no longer taking up the second slot on your board. So, you then summon in from your back row Flamigo, and Flamigo copies all of Dondozo's stat boosts, and then you've got Dondozo and a big boosted Dondozo and a big boosted Flamigo on board at the same time. That was the nonsense I was enjoying. I had to have a backup strategy in the back pocket because that didn't work for everything, but I was a big fan of that as the lead plan. Click. Around. Oh, hey, Pincer. Oh, did you finish making logs for me? Oh, you got a quiz for me, sure. Sizzle's least favorite flavor is sweet? Yeah. To have a look for new stuff that might have spawned in. Yeah, I might take a break in a minute to try hunting for a legendary in a dream island. I need to look up for sure how it's done. I've yet to try. Go. Okay, so does the Arcanine Island have a legendary? I'm guessing if it does, it's potentially yeah, you can find them on the Arcanine Island. How to hunt Entei Dream Island Pokopia. Like, do I have to go to that Dream Island every day, or can I... Okay, let's have a look. What's the hunting method? Enter Dream Island, open your Pokédex, press Y to filter and do the following settings: registration status or location in this area. You should only see Girafloon and Ditto in your Pokédex. If there's no legendary or question mark, save and exit. Don't quit the game, otherwise you have to reapply the filter. Skip a day ahead, okay. Is it you only get one chance per day for there to be these Pokemon on your island. Oh yeah, I'm not rolling my system clock. Okay, let's properly explore, because I went and got resources from this island earlier. I didn't check for sure whether there was a legendary there. Artist Synth, have a good night. Yeah, take me to this dream island. Marcus Skullman, the fact that I had to Google who that was should probably tell you that's not a fan club I'm a part of. Not saying there's anything wrong with them, just not a person I know. Or that I recognized by name, you know. Where the entrance to this cave system is. Gotta go all the way to the end of this cave system and work out if there's an Entei down here. Intended path through this cave system is. Yes, the colourful ones do look very tasty. Okay, I don't remember where I'm going, so I'm going to try and brute force my way through here. Find me that deeper cavern that's somewhere around here. Another room if I break through enough of this. Okay, probably not here. Let's return to the start and see if I can find a different entrance to this. What temperature do I think Dittos are at? How hot or cold do I think they would feel to the touch? lukewarm. Like, I don't think they're cold like a blancmange. I don't think they're emanating heat. I think they're very susceptible to what is the ambient temperature around me. I think they soak up a lot of that. Let's find... This is a good entranceway to the cave. Is this where I was a minute ago? It is! I don't remember how I got deeper into this cave system earlier when I came here. Okay, is there a specific way I'm meant to enter here? Jump down the entrance and follow the path down. I've yet to find any of the legendary beasts yet. I have Zapdos, Moltres, and Articuno, but yeah, these are all still new to me. At least in part because I haven't been day skipping. Oh, no worries, Calicat. It's been lovely to have you about. Hope you've enjoyed. Another armor fossil. Oh. Transform back. Looking for a wall of volcanic rock. I have to break through. Oh, this is the other entrance, I think. No. Okay, let's try one more time from the outside. Where looks... I feel like a map that's going to show me. I'm looking for a wall of lava rocks. If this is here at all today. around where lava rocks are happening is probably where I would want to be. Considering. Okay, what if we just go for the center and drill down? I need like a 3D map of the area. No, I am completely wasting my time doing this. Eat one more burger and see where this gets me. Literally cannot dig further down. Okay. I see a video of where Entei is. Actually, yeah, let me try this method someone suggested of knowing whether it's even here or not today. The easiest way to tell if it's here or not is open the Pokédex, press Y for filter, registration status all, location in this area. Okay, yeah, we're only seeing the two, which means there's no Entei here today. Right. That's how we do it. We load into the area and just do that search filter. Do I shiny hunt a little bit today? Maybe I do. I'm considering doing a little shiny hunting today. It's been a while. I should probably at least get one more building project going tonight. Before doing that. Anything new spawning in the tall, elevated grass? No. The other thing I want to try doing is I've got Pokemon Fire Red, Leaf Green. I've not really put time into them yet. I want to try learning RNG manipulation for a shiny starter. People seem to have finally worked out how RNG manipulation for the Switch ROMs for those games works. Skim around. Oh! Charizard, did you finish making me bricks? Oh, I forgot you were making me bricks. Are you, Charmeleon? Were you also working on bricks? Yeah, let's get a second house done while we're here. What is that? That's sloped tiled roof. Different kind of roofing. Wooden flooring. Oh, can I get this a different kind of roof? Yeah. Need to make more bricks, but we can do that easily enough. Gonna give you a little house. Didn't mean to make that many pitched roof pieces. I was intending to make brick walls, that's on me. Alright, I'm gonna need pitched roof anyway. Shorter building. How many of these other roof types do I have? How does that look for a... Delete this row. Don't have an overhang. A very basic roof. flat portion in the same colour. Glory Pro, thank you very much for the Prime sub. Hope you're having a lovely day today. Oh, I'm so glad I'm actually dealing with this error up here and doing something with it now. What kind of... I have an existing material that could work for this. Ooh! Yeah, you know what? Mysterious stone. The awning. That'll do. I need to start inviting more of my villagers in this town to come live in some of these new houses. Let's start getting this housing development in use. So, if I craft a really fancy antique chair. Then what if we made a nice pop art sofa? Antique bed. What does a fireplace take to make? Barely any resources, we can make one of those. I'm gonna look at who's currently the least happy in this town with where they're living. Fireplace. Who's currently a little unhappy living here? Who can we cheer up? But 9 out of 10 unhappiness in this town, so we can't have too many unhappy people. Hoppip has no home. We can't home Hoppip until this stupid event is over. Pidgey, Oddish, Scyther. Some starters. Pidgey, Oddish, Scyther. You can come along. Have some honey. Sure, let's play a quiz, Crobat. You're taller than Timber. Pidgey, yeah, you come with me. Where's Oddish currently living? Okay, oh, Oddish, yeah. And with you three, like to move into an apartment together. Part of a little housing development I'm putting together. You got like a little plot of land out front for some farming if you're interested. Yeah, you can. You can live in there if you like. And Pidgey, come over here. Pidgey? Wanna move in? Yeah. What about you, Oddish? Come on. Come on over here, Oddish. Let's see if this has been a net positive or not for the town. How does the town feel about me moving in there? None of them have any change in opinion about their living conditions. They feel exactly as they felt. Vesperquen or Shellos? I could invite one of you to come move in with me. You know what, Vesperquen? Yeah, you can... see if you get any happier by moving into... Here we go, my lovely cozy personal home. Do you wanna be my roommate? Okay, Vesperquen and Oddish went up. Shellos. If Shellos wants to move in somewhere. Because you're currently here, so if I get you to move in somewhere, this will be available for the other Shellos color to show up. Hey Shellos. Come with me. Yeah, screw it. Shellos, you can live in my house. I'm living in the Leaf Cottage, yeah. How's your happiness gone up? Oh, okay, Scyther's happiness has gone up. Shellos's has gone up to awesome. Oh, lovely. Okay, who else could do with moving up on happiness? Hey, Thames is here. This is appropriate. I just spent the past 5 hours drawing Pokemon stuff. What kind of Pokemon stuff were you drawing, out of curiosity? Okay, Pidgey. Very average. Okay, the town's on the up and up.